Good evening, everyone. It's already 8 p.m. And hi, Chris. I see you. And yes, we went to Dairy Queen tonight. Well, a few hours ago. So, so welcome back to Ghosting with Anya. I'm your host, Anya Smith. Also, the author of Anya's Ghost Stories, Volume 1. And Volume 2. Sorry, I didn't have the tea because I've been busy, getting the house cleaned. Anyway, we went to see Aunt Sarah and Becca and her kids and her little puppies today. After Chris got off work. So we went to Dairy Queen after that. Then we dropped off our stuff. We got some moving boxes already. They're in our bedroom. So, but yeah. So we're going to pack our stuff a little bit and then get ready for tomorrow because tomorrow's Mother's Day. And we are going to sign our Mother's Day cards. Sorry about that. My husband's packing up some stuff right now. That's why you see or hear some old stuff. Is that a lid?
Yeah, I think it's to a soup pot that's in one of these cupboards.
Do we need it?
Well, we might take it with us.
Well, like I said, guys, I can up our stuff on the podcast here because I can do good. My husband is packing our kitchen supplies.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I'm gonna help him a little bit when I'm finished with this episode. Also, I have to call my friend. So anyway, so I'm gonna call my friend who's complaining about her neighbors on the third floor that are being mean to her. So who's ever out there, stop being mean to my friend. I don't like it when you guys are hurting her. If anyone who's watching this back in my hometown, Nebraska, stop being mean to my friends. They're not your punching bags. So I don't like it when someone literally hurts my friend's feelings. They don't deserve that, okay? They don't deserve to be hurt or being mean to. So I will call my friend later and make sure she's okay, and my other friend. So on today's story, we are doing this story is called The Guest at Cabin 4. That is the name. So Christopher's cousin Becca said that there's a cabin somewhere here, and I'm thinking about going to the cabin and do some ghost hunting down there if the owners of that cabin will let us.
Cool.
We just have to make an appointment with them to see if we can actually do some ghost hunting down there.
Yes, baby, we will. So
we will have to get the address for that cabin. Our cousin Becca said that it's pretty haunted. So right now I am going to start with the ghost story here. So I just want to say thank you guys for subscribing to my channel. I've got 38 subscribers. I'm going for about 1,000 subscribers, like over 1,000. So if anyone who's watching this show right now, if any of you guys who are living in Kearney, Nebraska, lives in the same apartment building as my friends, you gotta stop hurting my friends' feelings. They don't like it. I don't like it. it's a terrible thing to do, just spreading lies about my friends, rumors about them. That's just wrong. Very wrong. And I don't like it when someone hurts my friends' feelings. How would you feel if someone did that to you guys? How would you feel if I end up spreading rumors about you people who like to be bullies? I don't like when bullies bully my friends. Like, literally. I mean, I got a temper, but I ain't gotta watch it. So, if anyone who hurts my friends' feelings, they're gonna have to go through me or my husband. So, anyway, I just want to make sure that my friends, Lisa Devon and Tammy Davis, are not being bullied. They do not deserve to be bullied at all. So they need to be left alone. Just they were minding their own business until someone decided to hurt their feelings, decided to mess with their shit and spread lies about them. That's just a terrible thing to do. Anyway, let's get started on the story. So we're on season 5, episode 128. It's called The Guest at Cabin 4. So get something to drink, or if you ate something and drank something, just sit back, relax. Please click like, share, and subscribe to my channel, Ghosting with Anya. And let's get started on this story. Tessa had only agreed to the winter weekend because her friends insisted she needed a break from work. Friends. A lakeside resort, mostly season, and 2 nights in neighboring cabins, surrounded by pines and snow. I went with Brian, Claire, and Joe. All are determined to make the trip restorative, whether she liked it or not. By the time they arrived, dusk had already settled over the frozen lake, and the little row of cabins looked almost too picturesque to be real. Their assigned cabin, number 4, smelled faintly of pine cleaner and wood smoke, and the front desk clerk had smiled in a distracted way that Tessa later remembered more vividly than she wanted. At first, everything was normal, enough to make her feel foolish for noticing anything at all. Then Jonah said there was already someone sitting in the back bedroom. That is so creepy. So, for instance, the 4 friends decided to go to a cabin, take a little break from work because they've been working their butts off for whatever they were working for. So they decided to take a little break for a while, maybe for the weekend, like Christmas or something, and take a break from playing with their phones or whatever they're doing, and just go off grid or something for a couple of days. So Tessa must have agreed, and they all decided to just go down there and hang out, relax, do some spa probably thing, hiking maybe. But at night, perhaps maybe there's some paranormal shit going on in the cabin. Maybe they'll realize something bad must have happened there before, like many years before. So anyway, let's continue on the story. Questions will be going on right after the story. Everyone laughed when he said it because Jonah loved dry jokes and never missed any opening to unsettle people, but he did not laugh back. Instead, he stood in the hallway with his duffel bag still hanging from one shoulder, staring at the half-open bedroom door. Ryan pushed past him and swung the door wider, expecting to prove the joke and move on. The room was empty, neat and untouched, with two twin beds and a small dresser beneath the window. Jonah frowned and insisted he had seen a woman sitting on the bed nearest the wall. Her back turned, wearing a thick gray sweater. Claire told him to stop being dramatic, but Tessa noticed the bedspread was slightly indented in the middle, as if someone had only just stood up. No one mentioned that part out loud. Some things become more real if you say them. This is really creepy shit going on. So, I'm hoping that maybe it would be some kind of joke, but it's actually real. Anyway, I've never had an experience with cabins like that, but you never know. But here's the guys. I actually went camping one time, like years ago, and before I went to high school, I was still in 6th grade, and we went to Camp Kamika, and we did some ghost stories. I used to be very skeptical when I was a teenager, so when we went on a campsite, like around the log or something, with the fire pit or something, there was a guy who did ghost stories that one time, and it freaked me out. So I literally stood up and ran back to the cabin and went back to my little cabin bed or something like that, because I didn't want to hear it, because I was scared to death probably. So, but yeah, that was a long time ago. But now I'm not scared anymore. I'm not that child anymore who was afraid of paranormal stuff. But I'm used to it now. But it's been like over 20 years since, I did that. So it was like in the year 2001 when my classmates and I, including the teachers, went to the cabins and, camped out. We didn't sleep under the stars, but we did sleep in the cabins. And I didn't think that the cabin would have been like haunted or something. But it was fun. I haven't done that in years. So anyway, let's keep going with the story, and we'll figure it out from there when we do some questions. They spent the evening trying to force the mood back into something light. Ryan made chili, Claire opened wine, Jonah sulked over not being believed, and Tessa kept glancing down the cabin hallway without understanding why at around 10:30, a knock came at the front door. Ryan answered it, expecting perhaps a staff member or a guest from one of the other cabins, but no one was outside. The snow on the porch looked untouched, except for their own boot marks from earlier. 5 minutes later came another knock, this time from the back door near the kitchen. Claire opened it too quickly, as if annoyance had overruled caution, and once again there was no one there, only the dark tree line and a cold gust sharp enough to make the overhead light sway. Jonah muttered that whoever had been in the bedroom must have gone outside. This is getting very creepy, guys. If you guys like this story, let me know in the comments down below right here on live stream on YouTube, because our cousin Becca just told us that we should go down there to the cabin. It's somewhere here in Bellevue, hopefully, and we can investigate. We just have to talk to the owner about it. Maybe ask them if we have a tour with it and do some investigations. So hopefully we'll figure it out. Anyway, let's continue on the story. Around midnight, after Claire and Ryan had gone to bed, Tessa and Jonah stayed up, talking quietly in the living room. The fire had burned down low, and the cabin creaked now and then with the ordinary shifting with winter wood. That was when they both heard footsteps in the hallway, not random settling sounds, not muffled movement from plumbing, but measured steps crossing from one bedroom to the other. Tessa looked at Jonah, and Jonah looked back at her with the expression of someone relieved and terrified to be believed. At the same time, the footsteps stopped outside the room where Ryan and Claire were sleeping. They came, a soft, patient knock. No one in the cabin moved. This is so weird and creepy. Perhaps maybe there's some kind of spirit knocking around at doors or whatever. Maybe they're trying to find help or something. They're just reliving their deaths and find out what really happened. So maybe there's some ghosts going on, knocking at every door, finding some help, even though the four friends who are alive don't know what's going on. They're getting annoyed, they're getting freaked out. Perhaps maybe they should investigate the cabin 4. Clearly they need to talk to someone who knows the history about it or something like that. But we would clearly want to do the same thing if we went to the cabin that's haunted. I just hope that we will figure some shit out. Anyway, let's continue on this. My husband is still packing.
Yes.
Where's the strainer? For
It's
the
down there.
Are you gonna pack that?
Not till last.
Okay. What about the cooking pots that we use right now?
Well, we still have a few of them down there. We're good. We got what we need to get by for the next few weeks.
Okay, but what about that one over there? The bottom drawer?
Oh, we're cleaning a lot of stuff out of there.
Alright. Sorry about that, guys. I was just talking to my husband about packing up some stuff. So that's what he's doing right now. Do you need any help with other packings?
Maybe later. I got it right now.
Alright, cool.
Do your show.
You can be a part of it too.
I am a part of it.
Yeah, because you're making noises and packing up our shit while I'm doing this.
Okay, baby, I'm still here.
Good. Sorry, I was talking to my husband about it. So once I get done with this podcast, I will help him and gonna talk to our friend Lisa. So let's get back to the story. The morning brought argument instead of comfort. Ryan insisted the sounds had been a part of the building settling, and the late night knocks were likely branches in the wind. Claire mostly agreed, but she admitted that sometime after falling asleep, she had felt the edge of the mattress dip as though someone had sat down near her feet. Jonah wanted to ask the resort staff whether Cabin 4 had any history, but Ryan thought that would only encourage more nonsense. Tessa said nothing until breakfast, when she quietly pointed out a fifth mug sitting upside down beside the sink. None of them remembered putting it there. More unsettling than that, a wet ring of melted snow marked the floor beneath it, though the front and back doors had both remained locked all night. That was the first moment no one had a joke ready. Wow. Wow. I hope you guys are getting this sense. I mean, I hope you guys are not scared of doing this. I mean, I just hope it makes sense to you all about the cabin number 4. A lot of weird shit goes around at night, especially in the winter, in the middle of the night or something like that. And I hope you guys are okay. It's almost 9. We are in 22 minutes to the story. So hopefully you guys can literally give me some comments about any of this. So let's continue on the story while my husband plays with the clear Scotch tape because he's just putting stuff in there.
Yes, baby.
Anyway, we're packing some stuff, but hopefully I will help him later on after this.
Yeah.
When Tessa finally went to the office, the same distracted clerk was replaced by an older man with silver hair and a face too careful to be unreadable. He listened politely as she asked whether anyone else had ever reported odd experiences in cabin 4. For a long time he said nothing. Then he admitted that years before, during a sudden winter storm, a woman traveling alone had become stranded at the resort after roads closed. Unexpectedly, she stayed in cabin 4 for one night and was found the next morning dead in her bed from an undiagnosed medical condition that had worsened too quickly for her to call for help. Staff said afterward that the room often felt occupied in winter, particularly when the cabins were not full. The older man finished by saying some guests heard knocking, while others claimed a woman still moved between the bedrooms, as if checking whether anyone had made it through the night. Well, something tells me this woman had passed away from some kind of illness. She was probably too weak, but she ended up knocking on doors or walls or whatever, but no one could help her. So she was the only one in cabin 4. Somehow she died in her room. So that is sad. I don't know who this woman was. We still don't know who this woman is. There goes our kitty. Tally, come on me. She can play with mommy. Meow. Sorry, I just wanted to meow back to my kitty. Our little kitty thought maybe she would want to play in the box or in the cabinet, like in a little drawer underneath our kitchen sink or something like that. But anyway, our little kitty's just being curious, like always. So, like I said before, our little kitty just likes to be curious. And the woman, yeah, I don't know who she is. She is still dead, of course. Unknown sickness. We don't know. Maybe she had hypothermia somehow, because maybe she didn't have anything on her, like warm winter clothes or like any personal belongings, that sort of thing. No wonder why she's dead. So let's continue on the story. We are in 27 minutes now. So let's continue on, and we'll do the Q&A thing afterwards. The friends left a day early. Ryan never admitted he believed any of it, but he drove home without turning on the radio and checked the rearview mirror far more than usual. Claire later confessed that when she got up before dawn to use the bathroom. Hey, Tally. Hey, Mom. Mom. Hey, baby. Sorry about that, guys. She saw a woman in a gray sweater standing in the kitchen holding a mug with both hands, as though... Come here, baby. Come to Mama. Come here, sweetie. Sorry, guys. I have a cat. She likes to play a lot. This is very creepy. I hope you guys think this might be creepy, but yeah, it's kind of creepy. My cat is just curious what her mommy and daddy are doing. Mommy's working on the show. Daddy's packing up our stuff and cleaning.
Yep.
So, anyway, let's continue on the story. Warming them, Tessa never forgot the image because it fit too well with the fifth mug by the sink. What stayed with her most was not to fear, but the strange feeling that the woman in cabin 4 had not meant to threaten them. She had behaved more like someone repeating the last lonely night of her life, knocking on doors, moving through rooms, and hoping one of the voices she heard inside would answer before morning came too late again. Tally, what you doing? You know Mommy and Daddy are working. I'm sorry, guys. I have to do something like that. I had to make sure Tally didn't go inside our little cleaning cabinet drawers because her daddy's cleaning. Tally, be nice. So, okay, so the story is about a dead woman who was knocking on every room or door so she could find help for herself, but no one could understand what is happening. Perhaps maybe she wanted help because she was too weak somehow to call for help. So somehow she decided to make knocking noises. It's kind of like this. That is what the knocking sounds like. Kind of like our door. But I was just demonstrating about on my kitchen table. It's kind of like that's what the knocking would be like. So, anyway, now we've got the questions going. I hope you guys listening very carefully. And we've got 10 questions, so let's get started on the questions. If you have any questions, leave me a comment down below right here on YouTube while I'm still live streaming. We are in 31 minutes. Anyway, let's get started on the questions. If you guys know what I'm talking about, let me know. Would you have stayed after Jonah said he saw someone in the bedroom? Yes, I would. I would literally want to go to the cabinet and, into the cabin and investigate what is really happening in cabin 4. I probably would want to stay in one of the rooms where that woman passed away. We don't know who she really is. We don't know what her name was, and we don't know how she died. I mean, what killed her? Maybe some kind of sickness in the wintertime, but I don't really know. So, if you guys know what is going on with it, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments right here on YouTube. I probably would investigate this cabin. Hopefully, Chris and I will. So, let's go to number 2. What do you think the knocking meant in cabin 4? Let me know in the comments if you guys, if you think that this woman did not mean to frighten those 4 friends who are in cabin 4.
I don't think she meant to.
She was probably trying to call for help.
More than likely.
She wanted someone to notice her and help her.
Yes.
That's what my husband thinks. So, I agree with my husband. If I knew this woman, if I ever saw her, I would want to help her. If she was like asking if she would like us to help her, we would love to help her. Maybe, I don't know what kind of sickness that killed her. I would love to ask her that question if I ever saw her in person. So, she did not mean to frighten these 4 friends. She did not mean to appear right in front of them. She just needed some help. She wanted to be noticed. She wanted to hear someone's voice. And I think she just wanted to be acknowledged, like literally remembered. No wonder why the knocking was trying to get someone for help. No wonder why. But it happens, but All right, so let's go to number 3. Why do you think the spirit moved from room to room? The reason why she moved from room to room is because she needs someone to help her. She wanted someone to acknowledge her or whatever. But yeah, so the reason why is because she was looking for help. because she doesn't know that she's dead. So she got stranded in the middle of nowhere in the cabin because the winter got brutal and the roads got closed up because the blizzard was coming even worse than that. So that's why she died. Perhaps she got sick somehow and passed away. So she doesn't know she's dead. That's the reason why she's knocking at every room or at the door, like somewhere. But um, anyway, I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. Leave me a comment down below if you know what I'm talking about. If you had any experience like that in any haunted cabin, please let me know. Um, let's go to number 4. What is scarier, a hostile ghost or a lonely one? I think it's both. Perhaps a ghost did not mean to scare these 4 friends. She was just lonely and scared and very sick, probably. She passed away in her room without being diagnosed. She didn't know what she died of, so that's why she has no idea that she's dead. Even Chris had no idea. He still doesn't know. So anyway, the video is almost done. We are in 37 minutes. So anyway, let's go to number 5. Would the 5th mug have convinced you something real was happening? Yes, it could. Of course, it would convince myself and my husband and anyone else. Would it convince you guys who are watching the show right now? It would definitely convince me. It would convince anyone. So, if it was really happening, I would be completely convinced. I would be a believer. Like, literally. I would be brave enough to go down there and investigate. So, I hope you guys are, brave enough to listen to this story and leave me any comments down below if you guys had this sort of experience yourselves. I literally probably would have myself. Anyway, let's do number 6. Do you think Ryan truly stopped disbelieving by the end? Yes. My answer is yes. He did stop disbelieving. He became a true believer. Now he realized that cabin 4 is truly haunted by a woman who died in cabin 4, but she didn't know that she died. No one knew. So, how did this woman die? I have no clue. But we'll probably have to search through the cabin, like do some research, the history. Maybe the 4 friends probably were chosen somehow, but they're just really frightened and still processing in their own little minds. They're still in shock. That's the reason why they got frightened when they saw a woman who died in cabin 4. Let's go to number 7. Why do off-season resorts and cabins make such strong ghost story settings? Because it's a good story. The reason why it makes such a strong stories, because it gets that excitement. We get that excitement. So, I would literally, if I went to that cabin 4, I would get so excited to investigate it, stay maybe overnight, and maybe a couple nights. I would literally would want to communicate with that woman and find out how she died and how can I help her move on into the afterlife. What is keeping her in that cabin? Like literally, what killed her? And she might tell me if Chris and I ever went to that cabin. Anyway, let's go to number 8. What would you have done after hearing footsteps in the hallway? I would investigate it. If I were those 4 friends, I would literally investigate it. I would never walk away. I would find some history records and archives and do some searching and talk to people and find out more about this cabin and about the woman who died in that cabin. If I got enough evidence, I would go home and upload the videos if I actually ever made a video about it. And I would probably, I would definitely record anything and I would keep all the evidence to myself and I would upload these videos to YouTube. And you guys would see that it's not a hoax, it's a real thing. This woman died because it was her time or she was too young. She was like, I don't know, in her early 20s or something like that, perhaps, maybe. But, you know, things happen. She couldn't find anyone to help her find her way back to where she belonged, where she's from, or something like that. And this is why she got stranded in a cabin 4, and this is why she died. I don't know who she really is. I don't know what her name is. I don't know how old she was when she died. Perhaps, maybe she was from the 21st century or she was from the 19th century. I don't know. We don't really know what happened. So we'll figure something out. Let's go to number 9. We have 2 questions left before I sign off. It's almost 9. It's like a minute before 9 p.m. So, was the woman trying to warn them, join them, or relive her last night? I think it's all the above, perhaps. She was trying to warn them. That's what my guess would be. What do you think, baby? Was the woman trying to warn them, join them, or relive her last night?
Relive her last night.
There you have it. She was trying to relive her last night before she died. Perhaps, I think she was trying to warn these people what happened. She wanted to live, but she died unexpectedly. So, we don't know who this woman really was, but I've never been to any cabins like this in Bellevue, Nebraska, because that's where we are right now. That's where we live. So I've been to Camp Kamika back in Kearney, Nebraska, and there's a cabin. And it might be haunted. I haven't been to that cabin since 6th grade. So, but I think this woman is trying to relive her last night before she died. Maybe she took her own life, but we don't know. Maybe she was very sick and she couldn't find the doctor, perhaps, and that's why she died in her room in cabin 4. All right, we have one last question before I sign off. We are in 45 minutes. I think this video can be less than 50 minutes or 52 minutes. Somewhere. No, wait. Okay. Here it is. Have you ever stayed somewhere that felt occupied even when you knew you were alone? Yeah, I think so. What do you think?
Anything's possible.
Well, the question is, have you ever stayed somewhere that felt occupied even when you knew you were alone?
Yes.
Yes, we were. Yes. We actually were at the Hummel Park and we didn't stay there. We just explored the place. It was already occupied with spirits, but we were totally alone. But also, we have been watched by the dead. So, okay, guys, we are out of time. It is 9:02 p.m. I just want to say thank you guys for watching this video and listening every word I was saying and reading the story. We are in 46 minutes. So, anytime you need something, leave me a comment down below if you have any questions about the story. So, like I said, we'll figure some shit out. So, tomorrow there's a new story that I'm gonna be doing. It is called The Child in the Red Raincoat. Wow. A little child who wore a raincoat. A red one, perhaps. We don't know who this child is, but we'll figure something out. So, I just want to say thank you. Have a wonderful night, and we'll see you all tomorrow night, 8 p.m. And just please click like, share, and subscribe. So thanks for watching. Have a good night. Stay safe, and we'll see you all tomorrow night. Ghosting with Anya. Good night and happy Mother's Day, and stay safe and stay spooky. Bye. And may God bless you all.